being that I have come to. And again, I'm just, without any more hesitation, I'm going to share it with you guys. So I want to start by defining something, right? We're going to get a lot of things out of the way quick. I understand how woo-wooey and how ooh and how like weird a lot of this is going to undoubtedly sound, and how it even sounds to myself and what I know to be myself and what I know my past to be. And please put a thumbtack in that, because we're gonna talk about that a lot, right? Awakening. What is awakening? So when you wake up in the morning, what are you doing? You're awakening. You're opening back up to your perception, to your reality, right? I'm gonna refrain from using these because a lot of people take this as disrespect. I'm not gonna do that, but you're coming to, in a sense, back to your reality. Whatever that is unique to you, right? So what is awakening physically? Your mind, for lack of a better term, is, for whatever reason, whether it's a sensation, whatever, is connecting back to your reality, and you are then awakened physically, right? So what is it to be awakened, or to sense awakening spiritually, mentally, right? Well, immediately, right, 90% of people won't even click on the video because the hoo-hoo-wah of it all has immediately turned them off. Those that make it through that filter have to then make it through their past biasy filter of, well, I am identified as a Southern Baptist Christian, I'm identified as a Catholic, I'm identified as a Muslim, I'm identified as whatever, Wicca, pagan, whatever your thing is, Buddhist, whatever. So automatically they go in, we all go into things with pre-judgments, pre-biases. So if you get there at all, or if you get here in the contents that we're talking about at all, most of us come with a pre-formed judgment of what we're going to experience. Now, those that come to any video or any tutorial on YouTube, commonly found, with the intent to learn something and gain from that experience and grow from it, they often find the sense of pleasure at the end of the video, as long as the value was provided, right? If you go into a video looking to be disappointed, so that way you can hopefully turn around, make your own blog post about it, and become successful off of that, well, that could happen as well. It's whatever you want your reality to be, right? So you watch a video like on awakening. I'm going to presume that everyone from this point forward wants to be here and wants to understand what we're talking about. To become awakened spiritually is all I can talk about, for, again, lack of better terms. It's a constant desire my whole life to understand, why do I always feel like I'm in the Truman Show? Why do I always feel like the world or something or a group of people or a universe of people is watching me, and they're waiting for me to either suffer for their pleasure or waiting for me to finally make it so the end of the movie can come and everyone can relish for the main character of the movie? Well, there's a lot of issues in that, right? It's very ego-centered. It's very self-centered. I know that wasn't the case because I knew that I wasn't the cause of the entire universe. I know that. And the universe doesn't revolve around me. I've always known that to be true. Me as I know myself to be.
Maybe I haven't prayed enough.
I'm sure that's not the problem. Praying is something we do in our time. The answers come in God's time.
Have I done everything I possibly can? Can you help me?
Son, In 35 years of religious studies, I've come up with only two hard, incontrovertible facts. There is a God, and I'm not him.
And then I have these constant, we'll call them thoughts, right? Because people get tied up in the word visions when you see something clearly in your mind that's not physically there. So we'll call them thoughts. I've always had the thoughts that I would perform on a stage. My life would be about entertaining or sharing or being a figure of people to look up to as an example of anything they could be. Comedian, actor, singer, podcaster, whatever. I've always known that helping people find joy, happiness, and relief from struggle was always a part of my true essence of being, to share love and happiness and kindness. Over my life, up to 28 years, I've struggled immensely with the balance between ego and self. Over time, it's commonly said we allow others to define us. Well, nothing is more true. From the time you're born to the time you are in right now, you've been told, you've been given a name, you've been told your religious beliefs or the strong religious beliefs around you or lack thereof. You've been told what state you're from, what city you reside in. We tattoo it on our bodies. We wear it proudly on game day to support our local team. Then you're told what teams you like, what foods you eat, what foods you don't eat, all around who you are. And then outside of having the most supportive and uncommon upbringing in at least America, you're not developed based off what you believe, how you feel yourself to be, and how you see your future being. You are put into systems that put you through grades that tell you where you excel and then push you in that direction to continue to excel based off the program they've built of success. Whether you're a banker, an artist, any sort of creator, or any sort of person who genuinely enjoys a steady job like a nurse or a whatever, people who genuinely are chasing what they love to do and helping people, we start to judge these things. Well, being a nurse is honorable while being an artist is not honorable. It's selfish and it's filled with a lifestyle that's not considered successful. It's a free-thinking, artistic woo. You notice we always, in society, our society of Americans, we get to a place when we don't know, we go ooh, and we start to mock it. Just like we do a kid when he says something, I'm going to be an NFL player. Ooh, somebody thinks they're special. So anytime you hear ooh, you might want to stop and realize that maybe something's happening there. Maybe something's being created there. Ooh. Because in that moment, you're saying, my belief versus your belief equals reality. Right? Ask yourself a question, and this is where awakening comes from. Am I judging whatever is happening, whatever I'm perceiving, whatever is being said around me based off of right now? Or am I basing it off of something that's happened in a past now? Through the teachings of Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle and Sadhguru and a lot of other people recently, I've learned and I've come to believe a few very simple things. There is no time, there has never been a time, and there never will be a time that is not now. It's demonstrated a lot with spiritual teachers. They carry a bell with them. So anytime they want to bring people back into the present, you can ding, and the resonation of that sound just proves that there is nothing other than now. But the now is infinite. It doesn't start, it doesn't stop. We call it time. We put limitations on it so it fits our systematic needs. And I don't know if it comes from times of extreme success, extreme trauma, maybe it's different for all. But at some point, as a human being, you find yourself constantly at a place of going either, I am more than this, I am meant for more than this, and then you stop believing that that's possible based off things of the past, things that you know to be the case. Which, if you listen to my video about hypochondria, you'll know what do we really know anyway. And you could take that question as deep as you want it, all the way into a meditation of what do I know about the world, you know? Just the one simple fact. We know more about space than we do about what's in the ocean. So what do we really know about life? But you're willing to die on the sword of you're not capable, worthy, happy, because you've allowed your now to be so affected by your past nows, which you've created and allowed the acceptance of the carrying into your now. When we feel things like anxiety, depression, whatever, instead of looking at them as bad and traumatic and stressful, try just taking all judgment away and just going, these are sensations I'm feeling. And if I was to look at fact outside of myself and outside of what I choose I want to believe in this moment, because I have to look, I have to give myself the option of I know what I think I know now, but let me give myself some more things to chew on. And then you look and you go, well, during anxiety, my body is priming itself for fight or flight, adrenaline, cortisol, things like that. So I'm physically having the reaction that my mind is creating. Nothing in my perception of reality has to be causing that. My mind can create that. I can feel it physically. It affects my life. But the same awareness that perceived the thought that you called anxiety, you chose to label anxiety that time. Knowing what you know now about cortisol, adrenaline, fight or flight, it comes from our ancestors having to run away from large prey, and then it goes all the way back to how our parents handled life and how their DNA and how they were treated by their parents, and it's all handed down to you scientifically. That's not woo at all, that's science. So your only awareness is the awareness you have of the current moment and nothing else. And it's all about how you perceive that moment to create your reality. So instead of looking at them as bad, negative, no judgments, they're sensations. My heart, what I know to be my heart is racing. I've never seen my heart. I've never seen my heart. I've never seen. But the only thing I know is every moment of now that I know, these things have always worked without my help. So right now, let me just observe. Let me just be aware. Sensations. Then you have fear. But I don't know what these sensations are. And then you try to attach what you don't know to them. So let me just stop us all there. Awakening is not knowing. It's being okay to not know. Once you're okay to not know, then you have to ask yourself, well, what is it that I don't know? Okay, well, now we're getting in a direction. Do I want to know what the purpose of my life is? Do I want to know who I really am? Do I want to know what do I contribute to this world? Okay. Now I have a path to go down for my new reality that I want to experience, that I believe can be possible for myself. If I don't believe it can be possible for myself, I need to leave it over here in the past nows. Let that be an old experience. We already know we don't enjoy those. Let them live there. Choose when you decide that you are awakened to the fact that what you think, what we call our thoughts, which one of those you attach to the most passionately to the point where you can feel them as emotions, physical sensations in your body, what you then allow your mind to create of those, whether it's feelings of prosperity, happiness, uncertainty, but there's joy in the uncertainty, or there can be uncertainty and fear in the uncertainty. Either way, when you open your eyes from a meditation, your reality will be whatever you just created. Most people, and I hate to even address, the doubt of it, most people will say, in this regard, if I awaken to $1 million mansion, 6 Lamborghinis, whatever, and they start imagining Conor McGregor, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, whoever, and they go, you're telling me if I believe hard enough, when I, boom, come back into perception, my mansion and my toys and all my will be there. I'm not telling you that. To acquire those things takes a few things that you're not willing to sacrifice as you, as self, that you identify with. You want to time travel, which means you want to defy the laws of everything that is known to be and that you can perceive, because we've already established you can't go to the past and you can't go to a future now. So you're trying to time travel to a time that you don't even know. You don't know because you can't perceive it. You haven't been able to touch the car. You didn't go through the process of looking through the cars or going through the real estate process of looking at the houses and what do the cabinets look like in my dream home and what do the parking garages look like, and when my kids wake up, what do my hallways look like? What's on the walls of those things? Oh, it's gray. I've seen a gray wall before. Wow, I can see that now. Okay, I'm getting somewhere. In the same way, your entire life, in sensation, in now, in your awareness, you've chose to live in a sleeping state, not an aware state, but a sleeping state to the fact that you, what you perceive, is your only reality. Change it if you can. Open your eyes, watch a movie. That movie, your reality. If you believe that movie and you take that story on as your own, I love it. Matthew McConaughey just said it in his book that I'm reading, Green Light. Shout out to Matthew McConaughey. He was saying that, I don't know, I lost it now because I got caught up. I'm so addicted to this book. Again, and that's okay. That's all right. Because we're here. We're in the now, and we're back to, with awakening, you have to lose judgment. And that's where the second, and from my understanding of right now, the most important step comes in, which is losing all doubt. When you believe in God, they tell you you're not allowed to have doubt. If you have doubt, it doesn't work. The tricks don't work. And people always think that their miracles don't come because they aren't willing to shed enough doubt. God, I'm sorry, I'm not faithful enough. I'm not here to choose. I'm not here to tell you who to talk to when you're alone. And I'm not asking for you to take on a name of that awareness. I'm asking you to lose judgment of what your life is, what your life can be. And just right now, with the sounds that you're hearing coming through a room you're not in. I'm in this room with my dog and the inevitable clock that's always ticking during these videos, which is okay. It's okay. The old me would have yelled and screamed and hoped that it was comically pleasing for you, and now beautiful moments, beautiful sounds resonating through my home, which I love, which is now. Which means what? I am happy now by something that yesterday would have caused my reality to be very painful, very struggle-filled, very tense, very restricted, very closed off to potential happiness. When you live in a world that's inconvenient, you're always going to be inconvenienced. As long as you're walking around half aware to the fact that you create the reality that's in front of you, you can't then be mad that you're living a half life, right? The math, the zeros and ones, the thing that isn't. Everything that makes up how this message is translated through the internet is zeros and ones. It's a certain type of language that I forget the name of currently. The way that you're hearing my vibrations coming out of my mouth and my now reaching you in your now, which is not, it cannot be the same time because I'm recording mine now. And you are listening to yours now. So what changed from those two moments when I was recording mine and you were just listening to yours? What's changed? Well, you still believe you're watching this video, right? You still believe that I'm here talking. I am, which is still in my now. So we are in this now together. We've transcended time. We've transcended possibility. So there you have the proof. You're awakened. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. You don't need beads. You don't need candles. You don't need... You just need to be here. And choose to be happy there. Once you're happy there, you can choose to enjoy it for a little longer. You can choose to share it. You can choose to do whatever. I hope you guys will thumbs up this video, subscribe, share the video. We're going to keep making them. And yeah, this is just kind of a low-key way to introduce the mindset that I've been living in. A couple books I would love to recommend to you. Matthew McConaughey, Green Lights, is absolutely phenomenal. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and anything written by Wayne Dyer, Sadhguru, Inner Engineering. And it's just literally taking the journey to figure out who you are. What you want does not need to be what I want in whatever. I'm out, creating the journey of the #1 YouTube creator in the entire world. So then that's just an example. So I can set an example for all other beings out there of what's possible if you just believe in yourself. So shout out everyone out there that made it through this video. I love you, I appreciate you, and I absolutely do believe in you.